We often focus on conflicts sort of in isolation, don't we? But what happens when the potential fallout just ignores borders entirely?
Yeah, exactly.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into something, well, frankly alarming, a potential nuclear conflict between India and Pakistan,
Two neighbors, both nuclear armed.
with a, let's say, complicated history.
Very.
Mm.
And understanding the global ripple effects is just crucial. It's not just a regional issue.
No, absolutely not. And for this deep dive, our sources give us two really vital perspectives. We've got insights from Priya Sharma. She's a geopolitical analyst.
Right. Looking at the strategy, the politics.
And then there's Arjun Patel, an environmental scientist. He brings in the planetary consequences. So our goal here is to really unpack what their combined insights tell us about the potential global consequences.
Because the immediate devastation, horrific as it would be in South Asia, well, it wouldn't end there. The effects would spread.
Let's just state it plainly first. This is incredibly serious. I mean, fundamentally critical.
It really is.
You have two nations, nuclear capable, history of conflict. I mean, that automatically puts the entire world on edge, doesn't it?
It does, and the source material really stresses the inherent danger in any nuclear standoff like this.
Especially with unresolved issues.
Exactly. Historical grievances, border disputes, these things just amplify the risk, you know? The chance of a miscalculation, especially in a crisis, it's significantly higher.
Okay, so thinking about Priya Sharma's geopolitical angle, what sort of knock-on effects does she anticipate beyond just India and Pakistan? It ripples outwards, right?
Oh, absolutely. Her analysis likely points to major destabilization. Think about existing alliances, how they might fracture or shift. Regional power balances could completely change. And you could potentially see other global powers getting drawn in, even ones that seem far removed.
Right, like the pressure on international diplomacy.
Huge pressure, potential breakdown of structures leading to, well, greater global instability overall. It's a worrying geopolitical picture.
It really is. Okay, let's pivot then to Arjun Patel's work, the environmental perspective. This is where it gets maybe even more universally scary. It's not just the blasts.
No, not at all. That's the key point. Environmental models show that even a, quote, limited nuclear exchange,
Limited being a relative term here.
a very relative term, yes, even that could pump enormous amounts of soot and smoke high into the atmosphere.
Okay.
And the physics there is pretty clear. Those particles block sunlight.
Blocking sunlight, leading to the nuclear winter scenario we hear about. Can you elaborate on what Arjun's research suggests about the scale of that?
Well, the research points towards potentially significant drops in global average temperatures, not just for a few weeks, possibly for years.
Years, wow.
Yeah, and that temperature drop has a direct impact on agriculture. We're talking widespread crop failures, major disruptions to global food supplies.
So not just regional famine near the conflict, but potentially global food shortages.
That's the terrifying possibility. It could trigger famines worldwide, far from the initial conflict zone.
So it's this chain reaction. A regional nuclear conflict sparks an environmental catastrophe, which then threatens global food security, and could even, I suppose, lead to more conflict over resources.
Precisely. It shows how interconnected everything is. Our climate system, our food systems. A major shock in one part of the atmosphere can have these devastating, far-reaching consequences everywhere else.
Yeah.
It really makes you think about our global vulnerabilities.
It absolutely underscores it. In this nuclear age, conflict between any nuclear powers isn't just their business, it's everyone's. It touches every single part of the planet. These insights from both the geopolitical analysts and the environmental scientists, they paint a picture of just profound global risk.
And understanding this interconnectedness, the potential for both political and environmental disaster, it isn't about spreading fear.
No, it's about awareness.
Exactly. It's about awareness, understanding the actual stakes involved, and really reinforcing how urgent diplomatic solutions and de-escalation truly are.
So, wrapping up this deep dive, maybe the thought to leave you, the listener, with is this. In a world this tightly linked, this interdependent, can we ever really view any conflict, particularly one with nuclear weapons, as truly local or isolated?
It's a sobering question about our shared future, isn't it?
Big.